It is likely you have written a research paper reporting primary or secondary research while in college. There are differences between academic research and workplace research. The most important difference between academic and workplace research is that workplace research is designed to respond to immediate exigencies, and the questions it seeks to answer may be different from the kinds of questions you've answered in academic papers. And you will be able to accomplish the following objectives. It's important to first understand the difference between primary and secondary sources. Primary sources are original materials on which other documents are based on. These original materials present original thinking, report discoveries, and share new ideas. The information is presented in its original form and has not been evaluated, summarized, or interpreted by the authors. Secondary research is different because it describes, interprets, analyzes, and evaluates primary sources. Authors can also comment on and discuss the evidence and ideas discussed in the primary sources. Secondary sources are frequently created after an event or information to which they refer. It's also important to know that secondary sources often rely upon primary sources, combining them with other sources or applying them to new situations. A primary source provides direct or first-hand evidence about an event, object, person, or work of art. Characteristically, primary sources are contemporary to the events and people described and show minimal or no mediation between the document or artifact and its creator. As to the format, primary source materials can be written and non-written, the latter including sound, picture, and artifact. Examples of primary sources include scholarly journal articles that have been peer-reviewed by professionals or researchers in the industry, laboratory reports, technical reports coming from companies, government agencies, or university laboratories, statistical data such as the U.S. Census or demographic records, interviews, letters, and speeches. A secondary source, in contrast, lacks the immediacy of a primary record, as materials produced sometime after an event occurred. They contain information that has been interpreted, commented, analyzed, or processed in such a way that it no longer conveys the freshness of the original material. History books, dictionaries, encyclopedias, interpretive journal articles, and book reviews are all examples of secondary sources. Secondary sources are often based on primary sources. Now let's take a moment to think about the characteristics of scholarly sources. Typically, a scholarly source reports the results of primary research. The document is also used to establish or improve the professional reputation of the author. Readers of scholarly sources are commonly faculty, researchers, and students in a particular field of study. The characteristics of the document include an introduction of the topic and the purpose of the study, the methods used to conduct the research, the results, and a discussion of the new research in comparison to previous research or theory. These documents can expand theory or confirm new experimental approaches in that field of study. Examples of scholarly sources are peer-reviewed academic journals, dissertations completed by graduate students earning a doctorate degree, a thesis earned by a master's degree student or worked on by a master's degree student, government research reports, university research reports, or books published by university presses. Popular sources are different. The purpose of popular sources are to make money by supplying a platform to advertisers who want to reach a specific audience. These sources can report current events, entertain readers, or summarize research of general interest. The audience can be more of a general population that shares a basic understanding and interest in a topic, and typically the articles are authored by journalists or reporters. You'll see that popular sources of information typically have pictures with the articles, advertisements, and strong verbs that hold readers' attention. Other characteristics of popular sources are a cover page that features a colorful photo and highlights a few articles in the source. You'll note that the word journal does not appear in the name of the popular source. These sources are typically found at stores, newsstands, libraries, or on the internet. And you will not find a summary or abstract for each article, and the articles do not cite references. Some examples of popular sources include Newsweek, Successful Farming, the Salt Lake Tribune, NBC News, or press releases and online news posted on organizations' websites.